Everybody, Questwise here, and I am back after a short hiatus. I'm on the mend. Everything's getting better. Everything's doing well. I thank you to everybody who reached out to me to send me well wishes and thoughts and healing vibes. I appreciate that. I really, really do. And everything's going well. But today I wanted to give you a video that I've promised several people for quite a while, and because I was down for a bit, I never got a chance to film this, and so I thought I would lead with that today. If you can see, I'm wearing my Rifts hat, which means that we are going to be talking about Dead Rain and how to use this in solo role-playing mode. So there's not an intrinsic sort of solo role-playing mode built into this, but I think this is one of those games that lends itself very well to that style of play. And I'll explain to you why. Dead Rain is one of my... I love all the Palladium products, but Dead Rain is one of those books that I've had a lot of fun with and a lot of experience with running, and it's just a damn well created game. It's really, really well put together. If you don't know anything about Dead Rain, it is a zombie apocalypse survival horror game that's compatible with all the other Palladium Books products as well. So in this time of all the stuff that we have going on in the world today, there's been a lot of I've been experimenting a lot with solo role-playing games. And using traditional role-playing games as in a solo type mode. And I found this one to work very, very well. The reason this works so well is because it's chock full of great tables and adventure hooks and random items and stuff that make it very, very nice, so that when you're playing in a solo mode, if you're playing as a survivor, you can randomly determine things that you find or things that you stumble across. And that works very, very well for a solo role-playing experience. Now, I've been using the Mythic Game Master Emulator, which I will put a link to down below. It'll be an affiliate link. You can pick this up over on DriveThruRPG. I use this for a lot of different games, and I use a lot of different GM emulators, oracles, if you will. But this one in particular, I think, works really well with Dead Rain. If you're familiar with the Mythic GM Emulator, the reason I think this works really well is because it has a mechanic that works really well, in that it's called the Chaos Rank. So every time something bad happens or you fail at something, the Chaos Rank rises, and it makes those choices, the rolls on the oracle, to be successful that much harder. And that works really, really well with the idea of an escalating sort of zombie apocalypse kind of a game. And so I've been using the Mythic emulator almost exclusively to run this game because it works so well. And every time that I come across something horrific, or I come across something overwhelming, or I screw up on a lot of rolls and make a lot of noise, I increase that chaos rank, and it makes the game a little bit more challenging. It makes me think on my feet. The thing I've been doing is that there are several different options of player characters in here, and some of them are a little bit more, while they're all normal people, some of them tend to be a little bit more super heroic. So I use the survivor, the normal person class in here, and that works really, really well for me. There's a lot of other ones that could work really well for you in your game as well, but I like the normal person. I like just to be flat survivor. I randomly rolled up a character. I think he was a school teacher. I decided it was going to be a science high school teacher, and built my character around that aspect of things. I also use, and I don't have it with me right now, but I went to, this was long ago, I went to the local visitors center here in my town, and I grabbed one of the free maps of my city, and that they usually give out to everybody for free, visitors, tourists and stuff as well. Just a free map of the city, and I laid that out before me. I actually took it and I crumpled it up so it looked really super old. And I use a token that I stole from a board game to show where I'm at on the location. And I have some other tokens that I use for when I discover things. So I know that at the fire station there is a group of zombies there. I know that I've encountered them before. There was a whole bunch of them, which I rolled randomly by using the tables in this book. And so I have a marker on there to remind myself that if I'm going to go there to get supplies and whatnot, I need to have a plan. Right? I need to have some kind of a action plan in order to go there and survive. I've encountered a few people in my hometown, using various roles in this book as well too, and but I don't have anybody with me currently. I have a dog named Pedro, who was wounded in some kind of a fight with another animal or a zombie or something. So one of his legs is maimed. So, little things like that just kind of builds from here. And there's tons of tables. The other thing that's great about this book, and the reason I love this book so much, is because there are, I wouldn't really call them essays. They're kind of essays told from a fictional standpoint of how the world has changed and how things work. So, for instance, one of the things is that the gas pumps, the electricity at the gas pumps is out. So the only way to get gas is to siphon it directly from the tanks down below. But while you're doing that, and it gives you those ideas, those thoughts of things that you might not think of normally, that while you're siphoning the gas out of those tanks from below the ground, you're not paying attention to what's around you. So you either want to have somebody who's watching out for you, or you want to be very careful. You don't want to make a lot of noise because it attracts the zombies. In Dead Rain, it's a little bit different. They are attracted to noise and stuff as well, but there's also this factor that they can see your potential psychic energy. They can feel life, basically. They can see life over great distances. Even at night, you sort of glow. Living people kind of sort of glow to them, and that's what they feed off of. They feed off your sort of life essence, not so much just your brains. And there's a variety of different zombies and stuff in here as well too. This game just works very, very well for solo mode, and with a little bit of help. You got to have the GM emulator and stuff as well too, so that you can have the Oracle or the Fate chart, I believe is what they call it in there. But the Chaos rank idea in the Mythic emulator just works really, really well, and I like that it sort of ramps up the tension for me. And that Chaos rank goes down as you go back and begin to do things that are safe, and you hide and those kinds of things. So the game is a lot of me searching for supplies. And there's also things in here too, a random chart of sort of adventure hooks. It's a D100 table, and you simply roll on it, and I'm trying to see if I can find one here for you real quick. Yeah, so here, for instance, if you roll a 58 on this chart, it says the player group is stunned to find ... and then it gives you a paragraph of things that you have discovered. And so, you can do little things like, the last one I played was, I was going out to find some medical supplies because I had used all of mine, so I was trying to try to find some more. It's actually when I encountered all the zombies at the fire station. But I rolled on this chart, and it gave me a kind of an adventure hook in addition to, what I was doing. My main goal kind of gave me a sort of side quest kind of thing to do as well too. So highly recommend if you're looking for some solo fun Mythic GM Emulator. Like I said, I'll put the description or the link in the description down below to where you can find it over on DriveThruRPG. Simply pull it up on your tablet, your computer, your phone, and use it with this, and it works really, really well. So until next time, I'm Questwise. Game on, my friends. I am out.